All right, so this is going to be the first interview of the Language, Gender, Culture project. Who am I here with today?
Here with Joseph.
All right, Joseph, my question for you. What are your thoughts on hiring and working with somebody who only speaks a foreign language?
Depending upon what that certain language is, being a retail manager, as long as it's something that's spoken within our given region, where they're able to communicate with the guests, we'll work with them as best as possible and meet their needs.
And what if their foreign language wasn't common in the region?
We'd still do our best given they meet all the other necessary qualifications. A safe assumption is that needing to communicate and speaking a local language would be one of the qualifications. But if they meet all the others and they still meet the criteria, we'll work with them as best as possible.
Would you treat them any differently?
No.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Okay, third interview of the Language, Gender, Culture Summative Assessment. Who am I here with?
Jesus.
Okay, Jesus, my question to you. What are your thoughts on working with somebody who only speaks a foreign language?
I think it's cool because in a way that it opens you up to like their culture and like what they have to go through, like to get through the barriers that there is of speaking English and not speaking English, or trying to get vice versa. Try to get the communication across. Okay. So I feel like for me it's like awesome because I can learn about their culture also.
Do you feel like it would be any type of hindrance towards the work environment?
Honestly, no. Anybody could learn English or anybody can learn how to communicate. So it should be something easy. It's just as long as like everybody's open to it, which not a lot of people are.
Would you treat them any differently?
I wouldn't.
Okay, thank you so much.
So this last segment is just going to be the wrap up and comparison of my whole project. So I realized that my team leader Joseph, his interview was more of an emphasis on management, and this is just because of the position he happens to be in. I saw he put a lot of emphasis on the team and the store as a whole, but within his interview and this hypothetical team member, he showed a lot of empathy and effort towards making sure to connect and overcome this language barrier with the hypothetical team member. And me personally, I found this to be very admirable as it showed that he still cared about his job and he cared about his priorities, but he also was making sure to welcome and try his best to work with any new team members, even if it happens to have a barrier. And for the team members, Jesus and Tian, I saw more of an emphasis on culture and really getting to know that new team member. They were very open and willing to work with this hypothetical team member. I believe this is just because, they're regular team members, so they will have to be working with this person on a regular basis. I saw they were both willing to overcome any obstacles, and we're actually very happy to be having these obstacles as it was a way to really see new perspectives and new cultures. And they weren't really worried about management, but at the same time, that's not their position. They're meant to be regular team members, not the team leaders. And even in both of their interviews, I found it to be very admirable and very respectful. I have equal amount of respect for all three of these people, both positions, and I'm really glad I got to do this project.